Hi, honeys. It's Michelle. I'm back. I'm here to talk about 90 Day Fiance the other way. I do apologize for not being here last week. If I'm really honest with you, I felt like the episode was kind of slow and boring, and I thought maybe I'll just combine last week's with this week and make it one video. I'm glad I did decide to do that because I thought last night was a little bit boring too. So if I want to combine the two, it might make it a little more interesting. There might be a little bit more to talk about. And I do want to apologize ahead of time for all the sound in the background. They are putting new roofs on our building and the buildings around us right now, and it's going to be going on for a couple weeks. So I can't just stop filming for a couple of weeks, so I'm just going to have to kind of hope that you guys can be patient with it. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. Now, there will be some spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen last week or last night's episode, be sure to go watch those and then come back. Ariela and Vinyum. Last week, they showed they're staying with her mom in her hotel room now, which has got to be really awkward, right? I can think of about 8 different situations where that would be extremely awkward. So I'm not sure how they're getting through that. But then they showed her and her mom and Vinyum all going to the hospital to pay a visit. And her mom had a bunch of questions for the hospital. They answered them all in a way that I think made her feel a lot more comfortable. I know I personally felt more comfortable, and I don't even know Ariela. Then last night's episode, they showed Ariela and Vinyum taking her mom to meet his family. And that was really awkward. And Ariela also mentioned that she doesn't feel like his family trusts her. I don't know why they would yet, though. Like, does any family just trust a significant other of their family member right away when they show up? I don't know. I don't feel like that's how it works. I feel like it takes a while for somebody to be around, showing up on holidays, and okay, so you're not going anywhere, for them to trust somebody. I'm not saying that they wouldn't immediately like a person, but to trust them, that takes a while. I don't feel like they're far enough in their relationship yet for her to be irritated by that. One really fun thing, though, that they showed when they were all sitting with his family is apparently they feed each other as a way of showing love for each other. And I thought that was really cool. What a neat way of showing you love someone. I really like that. And it was funny because his sisters were telling Ariela's mother that, yeah, women usually stay home and raise the kids and the men go out and work. And she looked really off put by that. And I thought, that's the thing. She just looked and sounded so American with like all of her judgments and her, well, that's not how it is in America. And it's like, right, but you're not in America anymore. So maybe accept that and move on. Her mom kind of feels to me, and I get it, I have a mom, but her mom seems kind of hell-bent on not liking Ethiopia and not approving of the situation her daughter's in. So it might be a good time for her to just come right out and say that unless Ariela comes back to the U.S. with her, she's not going to be happy. Then they show Vinyum at work is a dancer with his ex-girlfriend. And it's not, I was thinking, okay, he's dancing with his ex-girlfriend, like right off, that's kind of, I don't know if I've mentioned on this particular 90 Day Fiance show or not, but I was a dancer for a long time, and it's very intimate. You spend a lot of time with your dance partners, and now I'll admit I didn't ever get intimate with my dance partners, but I would just think that would be super awkward to be a dance partner with your ex. And I'm picturing in my head they're doing some kind of I don't know, like I wasn't sure what to expect with what kind of dancing they were going to be doing. But then when I saw the dancing, Yeah, I don't see how that one's gonna work out. I don't see how Ariel is ever gonna be comfortable at home with a baby, knowing that her husband is at work pounding like on a drum kit on somebody else's buns. I mean, it was very like spicy and sexy and hot, and I'm not really sure that I wouldn't feel comfortable with my husband doing that. Um, I think it's okay to have boundaries, and I think it's okay to have things that you are and aren't comfortable with. And she did look very uncomfortable, but it was very cringeworthy. And the way he comes and sits down, so what'd you think? It's like, really? You have no idea this might be an issue for somebody? Come on. Yes, you do. But my other little last thing about Ariella, she just seems kind of numb to the whole situation. It's like she has no response to anything. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. Oh, I don't know if they trust me. Hmm, well, I don't think I like this bathroom. It's like just no real emotion or thought going on. I'm not sure if she's just camera shy or if maybe she doesn't feel good. She is pregnant. Maybe she's nauseous. I don't know. It's kind of off to me that there's not more reaction from her with things that are going on. And once again, why not just have the baby in the US, get him a visa, and then have him come to the US? Why are we doing it this way? I'm not quite understanding that. If anybody watching can explain it to me, maybe there's something I missed, please let me know. Tim and Melyza. Last week, Tim arrives in Colombia, and it was kind of funny. He shows up, he's this big, tall guy, and she's got this little Tonka car. So how he even fit in there, I don't know, but she had 2 dogs with her. He had his cat, and then he had all of his luggage. And so I thought it was pretty funny. And I'm not sure why she brought the dogs, because I'm sure she knew he was going to bring a lot of luggage, right? But still, I get it. I have pets and I want to include them in as much as I can. So it was still cute, and her dogs were really adorable. Then they show the 2 of them at like a cafe, and they're talking, and she reveals that she found out that he was cheating on her on social media. And I thought, ouch, like he didn't even tell her. Now we're finding that part out, that's how she found out. Oh, I just think if somebody cheats on you and they feel bad about it, they tell you they cheated on you. They don't wait for you to figure it out and then, oh, yeah, you kind of caught me there. I slipped, I fell. Sorry, I didn't mean to cheat on you. I just was into the moment. But then when you hear him telling the story, it sounds like he had moment after moment after moment to change his mind. It's not like he went out one night with a group of friends, happened to get too drunk and just had like some kind of one night thing with somebody and felt really bad and told her about it the next day. It sounds like it was really premeditated. I mean, this is somebody he worked with. He'd become friends with them. He'd been spending a bunch of time with them, and then invited them over to his home, I guess apartment, and then cheated on her. It sounds like he was sober when he did it. And then he didn't even tell her. She had to find out. I don't know. Right? I don't think I could get over that personally. She said that all he was doing was making excuses. I agree with her. I felt like it was just excuse after excuse. To be really frank with you, I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing his excuses. Then they go to see her parents, and her mom is beyond upset, and I don't blame her at all. But it turns out her dad doesn't know yet, and her dad loves Tim. So I don't know. That's probably not going to work out very well. And from what I understand of Colombian culture, if the parents aren't on board with your relationship, you're not going to have one. Then they show a preview for next week, and her dad says that he thinks the healthiest thing that they could do is split up. Amen, Melyza's dad. I'm on board with you. I agree 100%. I just don't think this couple will work out. And Melyza, I think you're wonderful. You're smart and gorgeous, and I just think that you could do a lot better than somebody who's going to cheat on you and then do nothing but make excuses. Deavann and Jihoon. Okay, last week they showed Deavann meeting with her mom. They went out to eat and it was fun. I love seeing the culture in Korea. And her mom is obviously upset about everything that's happened. Can't say I blame her. I'm pissed off too. Then they show her going over to his parents' house, and him and his mom just get pissed. I mean, really mad. And he's, storming out of the room. And the way he did it and the way she's kind of going like this, trying to avoid him, it made me really uncomfortable. It really did. I was worried that he was going to get violent. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with ever even thinking somebody might get violent. It just didn't feel right. And it felt very disrespectful to me. Not only is she his wife, but she's got a little baby right next to her sleeping. So then last night they show, they both need space. They're going to different areas outside to have a cigarette. Understood. Then they show his parents going outside, and his mom says that she is on Jihoon's side and the dad is on Devann's side. She gets real kind of rowdy with her husband. I'm talking about Jihoon's mom. And then he just kind of, okay, well, I'm going to go inside. And it's like, okay. And they show Jihoon's mom taking money out of an ATM, saying that she's so pissed off that her son has to buy his wife with money. And quite frankly, it is really embarrassing. What do you mean, buy her? She came to your country expecting, because your son lied to her blatantly, expecting that there would be, I don't know, a way to like buy diapers and baby formula and an apartment for her and the kids and him to live in. I don't think she's going overboard and by any stretch of the imagination. What is her problem? I don't understand. I'd be so embarrassed if I had a son and he treated his wife that way. So apparently Jihoon's mom is just totally cool with her daughter-in-law and her grandson living in the street with no food or money. I guess she would rather do that than buy her daughter-in-law's affection. What? I mean, that is Jihoon's money that she was holding for him, or did she need it for something? I'm not understanding where all this anger on her part is coming from. I feel like I have a really good idea. Why not try to help your son, your daughter-in-law, and your grandson instead of being part of the problem? Just an idea. At the end of the episode, they show Deavann and Jihoon talking by themselves. None of their mothers are around, finally. And she tells him, look, I'm going to give you another chance, just one more, and I'm giving you a chance for your son. That's a really, really big pill for me to swallow. But I don't have kids. And I'm sure that's the first thing any parent will say when they hear that I don't understand is, well, you don't have kids. I know. But how many times does he need to do the same thing before you decide? Like, to me, somebody either has respect for the fact that they have a child and they need to support that child, or they don't. This whole coming around halfway into it, suddenly learning their lesson, I don't know. It's kind of like watching a romantic comedy where the guy just keeps screwing this girl over, and at the end of the movie it's like, oh, now I appreciate you. I'm going to run through an airport, save the day, knock a bunch of old people over on the way to the tarmac, and bring you a flower, and then you're going to forgive me because I finally see that I should appreciate you. No, people either appreciate you from day one or they don't, and there's really no in between. Just my opinion, but I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line this happens again. In the preview for next week, it looks like Deavann and Jihoon are looking for an apartment together. Finally, we've only been waiting all season. Kenneth and Armando. You know by now, this is my favorite couple. And last week, all that we really saw was them talking about the fact that Kenny wants to do public displays of affection and Armando's not comfortable with it. I understand where they're both coming from. I really genuinely do. I understand wanting to hold hands and kiss in public, and I also understand that in the culture that Armando was raised in, he's not comfortable with it. So I can see both sides of that coin. They did go to this waterfront area that had a big statue of Jesus. I think it was Jesus. It's been 2 weeks now. I can't remember. Anyway, there was a big religious statue behind them, and they had a talk, and it sounds like they made their peace, and they came to an understanding, and they did kiss in front of the statue, which I thought was a sweet moment. But then the show just had to go and piss me off and not have them on the show again last night. Guys, if you happen to be a producer of 90 Day Fiance the Other Way and you're watching this little show of mine, this couple is the reason I'm watching this show. And there's one other couple that we're going to get to in a minute. But just these two couples are what's keeping me hanging on, and you keep not showing both of them. Please don't do that to me. I'm invested. I care. But they did show in the previews for next week that Kenneth's daughters are in Mexico. And he says that he's going to propose. Is he really? Is he really? I cannot wait. So that I'm super excited for. Finally, right? Brittany and Yazan. They didn't show them very much last week. They were just talking to his uncle. His uncle said that he's going to try to get more time for them. He understands what they're saying. And then it showed her saying that she's open to learning about their culture and changing. And that was it. Now, this is the other couple that is keeping me going with the show. I'm invested. I want to know more. Why do we keep just showing small snippets or not showing them at all? So I was really disappointed that they didn't show Brittany and Yazan last night either. It's like my two favorite couples aren't on there. Then they showed in the preview for next week that they apparently are going to be arguing again, which, okay, let's see it. I'm all about it. Give me something juicy to watch, because I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but I found last night and the week before to be really boring. I want to see people getting proposed to. I want to see arguments. I want to see passion. Show me. Jenny and Sumit. They didn't show Jenny and Sumit last week, but they did show them last night. And all that they really showed was Jenny and Sumit were meeting with his brother, and they were talking about maybe it would be a good idea for her to meet their parents. But then the brother also said that their parents are never going to accept her because of her age. So I'm not really sure where they're going with this, but it kind of feels like they brought this couple back just to add a little bit of time to the episodes. And I like Jenny and Sumit, but I felt like they could have spent more time on some of the other couples. Like I said, I want to see more Kenny and Armando. I want to see more Brittany and Yazan, and I'm not getting it. And that's what I signed up for. So I've just been very disappointed the last few weeks. And that's why I wasn't here last week. I watched the episode, I looked at my notes, and I thought, how am I gonna sit down and talk to you guys about this? I have nothing to say. I was bored. And then it happened again last night. But the previews for next week have me hanging on. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I love you. Bye.